Hi, good afternoon. Hello, hello. Hi, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hi, hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining AskHR today. Whoop, whoop. We're excited to be here. Yay! Hi. Can you hear me clearly? If you can, please wave your hands. Wave your hands. If you can hear me, please wave your hands. Hi. Welcome. Now, today is going to be exciting because we're talking on getting noticed and valued as a woman in the workplace. So, all your female friends, you need to get them here because they need to know. Yay! So, Bunmi is going to join me shortly and we are going to start this. Hi. Yay. Hi. So yep, we're excited. The month of March is Women's Month. It's women's.
Hi,
It's
Tife.
for the ladies. We have
Hi,
Mother's Day.
everyone.
We have. Hi, Bunmi. How are you today?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. So I was just talking about how March is, International Women's Day and Mother's Day. So hence the topic, getting noticed and valued as a woman in the workplace. So guys, I'm giving you 1 more minute. Once it is 1:04, we'll start. Buzz your friends, your female friends. Tell them to come and learn. I'm talking about women, getting noticed and valued as a woman in the workplace. So we're here for you. Umi, how are you now?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. So yeah, are you excited today? Are you excited for us?
I'm excited to be here today. I hope everyone that is here is also as excited as I am.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. But pending, can you just talk to us about the topic, getting noticed as
I'm struggling to hear you. Can I do what?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Do you think women struggle to get noticed in the workplace generally?
Yes, I know that women struggle to get noticed in the workplace. I generally think that, unfortunately, women are sometimes disadvantaged in the workplace because they want to be timid, they want to cower down, they're not. Women would not always be at the forefront of things in the organization, but thankfully, in modern days, Jaravan, for instance, we have a woman leading our organization, and that is something to that is something to note.
Yep.
Not a lot of organizations are open to that, right? So we're hoping that there'll be a change and it will be much more acceptable for women to take the lead. So yeah, I'm happy to share insights on this topic.
Guys, sorry, not say guys. Ladies,
go and tell
are you
all
excited?
your friends, all your female
tell
friends,
all of
your
them.
colleagues, tell them to
You are the
join
next
in
Ngozi in your organization.
So we can
Yeah.
have a good conversation. Okay.
All right. Yep, it's 1:04. Don't forget you can use the arrow. Just click the arrow and you can send it to your female friends to enlighten them pretty much. So we're going to start now. Hi guys, you already know my name. My name is Tife and this is Bunmi. And guess what? We're your HR friends. So yay, welcome to AskHR today. And once again, our topic is getting noticed and valued as a woman in the workplace. So we already have a couple of questions here sent from people, and we're just going to get right into it. Now, Bunmi, someone wants to know, how can I seek recognition for my work without coming off as arrogant or an attention seeker?
Say that again.
How can I seek recognition for my work without coming off as arrogant or an attention seeker?
Okay. So in seeking recognition, it means that first you must have done something worthy of notice. Maybe you have been assigned a project that you need to do. You don't even necessarily need to be the lead on the team or whatever. So you have been assigned, for instance, you're in the marketing team and you have been assigned to come up with a campaign, and then you come up with something that is very fantastic and it gets a lot of traction, and you want people to know that this is my work, I'm the person behind the idea. I think one of the things you can do is to first claim the credit. So you're not going to do that in a way that it negates every other person's efforts on the team. You're going to try as much as possible to, you know, I find that women struggle to give themselves credit for what they have done. You see them try to be shy, or try to say, oh, it's nothing. No, it's something. You put in so much work. You thought hard to come up with that idea, and it became something very, valuable for the organization. So, as much as possible, try to give yourself credit. Try and be humble about it. I don't subscribe to humbleness, but try and be humble so that people will not say, you're proud because of small campaign that you have done. But yeah, just try and ensure that you're not I don't want to say you're not making people uncomfortable, because as much as you're doing your job and you want to get credit for your work. So yeah, first off is to claim the credit. Second would be to keep your boss in the loop of things. You don't want a situation where you're doing things behind your boss's back. For instance, this marketing illustration that I gave, you would not go behind him to launch the campaign without seeking his opinion. Fine, you brought up the idea, and you don't want anybody to take your shine, but as much as possible, try to keep your boss in the loop of things, so that, God forbid, if a situation where the campaign now goes left, you now have to handle the casala by yourself. But if your boss is in the loop of things, he would have more experience on how to manage it and all of that. Another thing is, in an organization where you want to be recognized for work that you do, try to be known. Don't always be that person. I used to be that person that would join a call and not say anything. Don't be that person. Nobody is going to know you that way. As much as possible, contribute on calls, contribute on comments. If you have a gathering where everyone in the organization is, try as much as possible to be noticed, and not in a I don't know, not in a way that is going to not in a way that is going to make people be like, who is this person? Don't but be in people's spaces as much as you can. Let them know what you do, and let them know that you're good at it. You're pretty good at it. One way you can get noticed, like I said, is to speak on calls, especially group calls. So they'll be like, that baby in marketing, she knows what she's doing. I don't want to use marketing team, but they're the ones that take a lot of recognition in the organization. So yeah, try as much as possible to be known. Understand the rules of the road. Don't understand that teamwork makes the dream work. Don't always think you can do it by yourself. So just try as much as. And then, if you are new to the organization and you don't know how things work, ask questions. Find out what the people in this company like. I remember someone telling her friend when she was applying to an organization that in this company they like people that are hungry for the job. So don't go there and be doing smear. No, shine your eyes. If you want to be recognized, you need to, show them that yes, I'm valuable to this organization. I know what I'm doing. I am in right space, and that is why I was hired. So yeah, those are the tips I think you can use.
All right, cool. Another thing is, if you want to be recognized on your role, now I know we have support staff. Now, support staff are basically people that are not in the forefront. So Bunmi already gave an example of gave an example of a marketing person. But come on, HR, finance, office manager, those are people that our own work is not to be in the front line. Do you understand? But behind, and they majorly suffer from this. I remember sometimes last year, someone called me and was like, "Hi, Tife. Like, I'm not happy," because I was like, "How are you?" She's like, "She's not happy." I'm saying, "What happened now? Why are you not happy?" And she was like, "Can you imagine, even after putting a lot of effort in this work, in that, that people don't even see it, so they don't appreciate us." And I'm like, I had to think about it. I'm like, wait, true that. That low-key, you actually work as a support staff, but nobody really comes out to say, "Oh, Bunmi, good job." I'm just saying, for example. And, for things like this, when Bunmi said that you should be friendly, be known in the organization, please be known. Because, the way they say, treat others how you want to be treated. If they know you, they will understand the value that you're bringing. Oh, yes, you're an office manager. Doesn't mean that you're useless. You're actually doing something. So make friends with people, even if it's over coffee, over breakfast. You're waiting for the microwave. Ask questions. How are you? how it's working, and even ask, so what do you do in the company, like your title and all that. You will see that the moment they know you, it is easier for them to recognize you. But if they don't know you, like you just be basically there. Then another thing I used to tell people, be awesome in whatever you do. If they recognize you or not right now, whatever you do, be good at it. I am an office manager, doesn't mean I cannot be good at my job. Do you understand? So try and learn more to be better. One day, you'll do one small thing that somebody will be like, wow, you actually just saved us from so and so thing. So basically, aim to be awesome. Don't be proud, but ensure that you strive to be 1% better like every day on the job. So I hope that answered that person's question. And we're going to go to the question number 2. What can I do in a situation where someone is trying to take credit for my work?
Sorry, Tife, someone in the comments is asking that what about introverts?
Introverts, to be very honest,
yes,
even introverts have friends, you know, they have friends. So you have to, they look for safe, like how I say, they look for friendly faces or people that they connect with on a mutual ground. So whatever you want to do, try to just ensure that people know you. I'm a front-end developer. Come on, this is pandemic. Everybody is literally still working from home. They will not know you. Imagine you send an email and somebody is asking, sorry, please, who is Frank? Really? So you still want to push yourself, even without your introverted title. It's not going to play for you. It's not going to work for you. So still push yourself out so that people will notice you. Like Bunmi said on a call during the learning session or town hall, just come out and say something, ask questions, and eventually you see that people will take interest in you. Bunmi, you want to say something?
Yeah, so from someone that used to be introverted, I'm saying used to be because in Jesus' name I'm no longer introverted. But yeah, for someone that used to be introverted, I think one of the things I struggled with was conversation starters, initiating conversations, being the one to meet people and start it. So it can be as something as simple as a compliment, right? Oh, for instance, we have new hires, and you can notice that some of them are very nervous. They don't know how to mix up. You can just give them a compliment or just help them feel welcome to the organization and take it from there. Like Tife had rightly said, try as much as possible to put yourself out there. It might be hard. Trust me, I know because I have struggled. But as much as you're intentional about it and you know what the end goal is, you're not doing it because you want to be forward or anything. You're doing it for your own good. You'd eventually see that. I mean, being friendly is not going to cost you anything, or being a conversation starter is not going to take anything from you.
So it makes you younger.
So, yeah.
Smiling. So yeah. So what can I do in a situation where someone is trying to take credit for my work?
This is a little bit tough because you find that in places where they run a flat structure, it is, I mean, you're not going to have an idea and go straight to the CEO. Your manager would have to be the one to take your idea and run it by management and all of that. So how do you ensure that when you pitch your idea to your manager, he's not taking it there and saying, oh, this is my initiative? I know that I used to have a manager before, and that was an amazing experience. Whatever initiative, whatever idea that we brought up, when she was relaying it to management, she would mention the name. She's like, oh, XYZ on my team initiated this idea, so you're going to definitely get credit for it. So what can you do? I think documenting would work. If you know that your boss is someone that might take credit or has taken credit for your work in the past, don't give him verbal. Don't share your initiative verbally. Send your initiative via email. Do follow-up via email. So when that initiative is finally put in place, and I mean, there's a whole mail conversation about it, he can't go and say he did it. It is clear whose idea it is. So that is what I would say first. So, what do you think? What other things do you think they can do aside documenting?
Aside that, so for me, there are two scenarios. But before that, there's something, someone taking credit for your work. Now, I know that we're working in a time, this Corona time now, where we have to even work from home. One, you have to be collaborative. And 2, you have to show them that I can actually do this job. Like, why are you paying me? This is why you're paying me. I'm actually working. So now the 2 scenarios. When it is your boss, like Bunmi rightly said, you've noticed it's a pattern. The first thing I told you, you went and did it as you know, oh, it's me that came up with it. No problem. Next time, 1, 2, 3 times, like come on, like what's going on? You have to play smart. Come on.
Don't even wait till the third time, please.
Don't even wait till the third time. Play smart, because at the end of the day, they are paying you for this thing and you're actually working. So document it like Bunmi said. Oh, you've come up with this idea, you've run it by him, like, oh, the way I'm talking with Bunmi now, oh, Bunmi, so I think this is going to work, this. After this conversation, send that email. Similar to the conversation we had today, this, blah, 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 blah. Then you go, next steps. I'm going to follow up with the YE team, with the marketing team, blah, 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 blah. Now, before you send it, you know that you want to copy the right people in that email so that they can see it. So it doesn't come up like, oh, he's claiming your idea. That's what you can do for your boss. Now you have to, like I said, wisdom is profitable to direct. So let wisdom direct you. Don't be rude, be polite about everything and be open about everything. Now, when it is your colleague, this is where it is a little bit, I want to show my power. Because it's like I can be aggressive, because come on, we're on the same level. So it's not like I'm calling yes sir, yes ma'am. We're on the same level, so you cannot steal it. Same thing you're going to do. You're going to still go through the documentation process and ensure you copy your boss and the relevant people there. Now, the next thing you want to do, especially for people that used to steal it a lot, when you want to present something, you simply just tell him, oh, I would like to present it. Like, nobody knows your work more than you. Do you understand? Yes, it's my idea, we all fleshed it up, but come on. You can't execute it the way I would execute it. So you just let the person know in a friendly tone. So it's not like you're bullying the person. They will not report it to HR. So just let the person know that, oh, I don't mind if I can actually I'm happy to take the presentation. Then you'll be able to kill it. I feel like those things will help you.
If I will lost you for a bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So I was saying that if you tell the person, I am happy to help you with this, I would like to take the presentation, it doesn't come up as you being rude, and the person should be able to allow you, because you'll be the one nobody can execute your idea more than you. Like, it is your idea. So you'll be able to kill it and also let people know that. Bunmi, do you have anything to say? Can you hear me? Bunmi, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? I don't think you're... Can you hear me?
I don't know if it's... Okay, I can hear you now.
All right, good. So I was asking, do you have anything to say, to add to this?
I think I had already said something earlier as regards documenting. So aside documenting, like you said, if it's something that requires presentation, you can, just tell them most polite way, like, oh, I mean, since I'm the generator, I'm the one that brought up this idea, nobody will be able to present it better than I will. It is my idea. I know how to, present it better, to make it look like something of interest and make it look valuable. Some of us aren't great talkers. Is it actually a problem to always be behind the camera?
Yes, it's a problem. Don't always be behind the camera. That's not why they hired you.
I mean, honestly,
that's not why.
I think for specific roles that you need to... Now, you just need to understand certain things, right? For specific roles, there's no hiding behind anything. You would always have to talk. People would always have to hear from you. People would always have to see you. So you need to tell yourself that, look, as long as I know that my contributions are valuable, I'm not going to be shying. I'm not going to be hiding, or no. As much as possible, try and build up your presentation skills. Try as much as possible to learn how to be expressive, build up your communication skills. One of the reasons people shy away, because they're scared. What if I say something and I say it the wrong way, or or they just haven't overcome that fear of addressing people or addressing a large crowd. Start small. Start if you have a presentation and you don't know how to go about it, present to your friends, present to yourself, present to your mirror, present to people around you first. Practice. Listen, practice is going to take you very, very far, farther than you can even imagine. As much as I would use myself as an example, I would always use myself as an example because I think that before now I used to be super introverted. I would always want to hide, like, no, anything that's going to bring me in front of the camera, I don't want. And it's not as if I don't know what I'm doing or I am not good at what I do, if I say so myself. I think it is because I was just always worried, like, oh, what if I say the wrong thing? It's okay if you make mistakes. You learn from it. It's okay if your first presentation doesn't go fantastic or whatever. You learn from it over time. So nobody was born a great talker. I promise you, nobody brought it from heaven when they were coming. Ability to be a fantastic speaker. No, nobody brought that. So you would have to build up on it over time. That is what I would advise. As much as possible, take up opportunities that would put you in the front, put you in front of people that would make you constantly speak. Push yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. That is why I said that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just understand that it is a learning process and you're going to improve over time. So,
yep. So don't forget, if you have the opportunity to, own the spotlight, own it, man. Own it. Really. So the next question is, what skills can I acquire to become a better professional and leader in the workplace? What skills can I acquire to become a better professional and leader in the workplace? Speaking of professionalism, I feel like it is depending on your role. I can't tell you, oh, this is a general one that works for everybody. To be a professional, I know, oh, you have to be HR certified, you have to be digital marketing certified, you have to be PR certified. Why should I call you a professional? So, you have to do all those things that would help your own career growth. So that is something that you have to tailor to your own particular career path. But in terms of leadership skills, Bunmi, do you want to help us with that? Bunmi, can you hear me?
Okay. So for leadership skills, yes, I heard you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So for leadership skills, I think one of the things that you would need as a leader to scale in whatever organization would be communication. See, how you decide to convey your message and how your reader or how your listener decides to receive the message is all in your hands, right? It's not how do I say this? The way you communicate, the way you pass your message across says a lot about your level of professionalism, right? I saw something that was trending a while back about do and make it easy. What is the polite way to put that in an email? So, there's a way that you send an email to somebody and they'll be like, this person is trying to fight me, but nothing there is rude, nothing there is saying it. Do you understand? So professional communication is going to help take you to communication is going to open doors for you in an organization. So you need to improve on that. You need to be an active listener. To be able to provide solutions to problems or solutions to challenges, you need to be able to listen carefully. Even if your role does not involve consulting or whatever, if you're client-facing, whatever thing it is that you're doing, you need to be an active listener. You don't always want to go there and do all the talking, and at the end of the day, nobody has gained anything from what you have said. Nobody was able to contribute because, you were doing all of the talking. So I think being an active listener is also going to help. Ability to share clear messages. That's what I was saying about sending emails, email etiquette. I think there's a course on Udemy on email etiquette. If you're newbie and you don't know how to go about, that. And you don't know how to go about professional communication, you can take that. I don't know how much it is, but I don't think it's so expensive.
They always do discounts.
What?
So
they always.
I say they always do discounts. So
so you might be lucky to take the course on the time when they're doing their discounts. Another thing would be strategic thinking. And the only way you can be a strategic thinker is if you listen. If you listen to a problem or a challenge that someone is giving, you would be able to provide clear solutions because you have listened carefully. It's okay. Don't be in a hurry to always speak so you don't jam talk. Just take your time, listen. Take on whatever valuable what's it called, challenge or questions that they have. Analyze it properly. That when they see that you want to talk, they're like, this one has come again. You don't want to be that person. You want to be able to give valuable contributions. People look forward to your contributions on calls, on whatever thing it is. They're always looking, oh, who's that strategic thinker? Where's that person? Please, we want to hear from them. Do you understand? Another thing would be knowing how to follow up or knowing how to provide feedback. I don't know how else, what other term to use aside providing feedback, but I think that would save you a lot of stress. It would improve your collaborative spirit. It would improve your team spirit. If you're trying to be a leader, you're not trying to be a lone ranger. You don't want to do work by yourself. In fact, it even saves you as a leader. It saves you stress, right? Because if your team members, then they are in the loop of what is happening, what you're doing. If you're not around, nobody is going to suffer for, oh, this person is not on seat, so Oga is not around, nothing is going to happen. That is not going to happen because you have given the people around you, they're able to leverage on your skills, yes. You've also given them the right information that they need to, take up responsibilities when you're not available. And if you're not a leader, that is something you should also learn how to do. Give feedback to people that manage you, give feedback to your team members, respond to messages timely, don't leave anything hanging. Another thing would be empathy, right? I think people generally think, oh, because you're in HR, that's why you can see that. No. Empathy is not, like I said, none of these skills were, you're not born with these skills, right? You learn them. So just knowing how to be empathic, knowing how to show empathy to people that you work with, knowing when to, be there for instance, you work in an organization where people do shifts and they have like morning and night shifts, right? So someone has called in sick and you're asked to take on the shift for that person, you're like, no, me, I have things I want to do, I want to be going, I'm not, no. That is where empathy, and that being ill is sometimes beyond you. Like, it's not something beyond your control. You don't determine when you're going to be ill. I'm not talking about people that are always lying that they are sick. I'm talking of people that are actually ill. So learning how to show empathy to people that you work with, regardless of if you're a manager or not, learning how to, I think that is one skill that is going to help you. Having clear vision, right? As a leader, I even do the same as a leader because whether or not you're a leader, you need to have a vision.
I have to become one.
Vision for the team that you work in, vision for yourself. That would help you integrate properly into whatever team that you join. So have a vision, know what the end goal is, know how you contribute to the bottom line, know what it is that you need to do, and you're on your way to becoming a star employee. Also, learn how to be reliable. Like, being a reliable person is going to help you a lot in your professional growth, right? Knowing that, oh, I can be sleeping and people is going to, like, there's no, not sleeping literally, but you get what I mean. Like, I don't need to, I can say, oh, teacher, do this for me or help me do this, and I know that she's going to do it without having to chase. You don't want to be that person that you always have to say, oh, gentle reminder, please. Gentle reminder, please. You don't want to be that person. Let people know that you're on, you know what you're doing, you're on your toes, just have that, be a reliable team player in whatever organization you find yourself, whatever role it is that you're playing. So, what do you think?
Yeah, you said most of it, to be honest, because one thing you should always remember is before you became a leader, what are the things? I think you should be observant, be able to notice patterns, so that when you're a leader, you'll be able to address these things when they come. Do you understand? That's enough ginger, because you're like, when I was at the other side of the table, so that they did it. And I know that it was wrong. Now that I'm a leader, I'm not going to do it this way, because I want, I want a better team. I want, all of that. Another thing is learn how to motivate people. Now, there are days whereby, I will not lie to you, the ginger is minus maybe 25. And I will just pick up my phone and I'm like, Bunmi, I don't have ginger, I don't have this, I don't have that. And Bunmi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I lost Bunmi for a bit. I don't know if you lost me too.
Yeah, I cannot hear you.
You can hear me now. So there are times
yes,
that, there are times that you don't have any ginger at all. Like, the ginger there is zero. Yes, there are days like that. Now, a leader will be able to motivate you, be able to say the right things to you, and be able to encourage you. Oh, you can do this thing. Sometimes I remember, it's not like, okay, yeah, everybody aspires to be a leader, but then when you come, maybe I need you to do something for me, and it's at the peak of the time that you're meant to do that thing for me, and you come, like one time somebody was meant to do something and he was like, Tife, I don't have ginger. I say, what is you don't have ginger? I'm sorry, wait, let's think this thing again. Like, okay, wait, what's the problem? I had to start breaking it down, and this was like, no. I said, wait, you know what, if I buy you Monster, will it help you at least? And he said yes. You guys, I didn't think twice. I legit went to buy it because I needed him to do that thing as at that time. Like, it was like 5 minutes to go when the ginger just disappeared. No, I needed him to do it. So learn how to
bring the ginger.
I had to go and find it. I had to find it. So pretty much, then there are some other things you do. As a leader, sometimes you get to start up your team. For some people, your team is already there. So you have to learn how to what's the word now? How to let's just say interview people, how to identify their strengths and their weaknesses.
Because how to identify their talents. Yes.
If we're going to hire into your team, you're going to be on the panel. So you should be able to say, okay, I like this person, this person can do this person can do that. That is what is going to help you. And as a leader, I also think that you should not just shut out everybody. Don't shut them down. Listen to them. Especially, like women. We're pushing out women this month. Women, listen to them. I don't know if you've heard, but a lot of ladies are like, oh, my boss is a woman. Oh my God, my life is about to be miserable. This. I will not lie to you. I've been there. And I'll ask one question. I say, she's single. And they say she's single. I'm like, Jesus Christ. That type of thing. But really, we don't have to be so hard on each other. Just be there for the person. My previous boss was so fantastic. Days that when you're tired, this thing, I'm frustrated. She has the right words to say to you, and she literally would just, help you. So those are things, like I said before, think of when you were behind, when you were the one following. Then leadership again is not just about commanding things. As a leader, your greatest role, your task is to actually follow. Do you understand? So don't just come and say, oh yes, I'm here to ensure you do this, ensure you do that, ensure. It will not help you, because at the end of the day, they're just looking at you like, okay, he's like the supervisor, he has come. Everybody, have you done your work? Yes, boss, we have done it. No, you have to serve them. You have to serve. Okay, how can I make this thing easier for you? How can I make it better for you? How can I do this? How can I do that? And then you'll see that literally people will start opening up to you, and you have a great, time with them. So, yep. Now the next question.
Someone in the comments is saying that if I think he's a manager, he's saying that on a scale of 1 to 10, if anyone on the team is 6 below, we listen to why such a team member is at that level on that day. So something where they say, oh, drop an emoji showing how you're feeling today, how we can help you, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's also something you can take up.
Yeah, it helps you a lot. So on to the next question. I have some really valuable ideas that can move the company I work for forward. But I am a lower level staff and I don't know how to approach anyone at the top in quotes. What can I
do? So by lower level, maybe you're I would assume that maybe you're like entry level and not a blue collar staff, right? So maybe you're entry level, whatever it is. I don't. I think most organizations these days have an open door team, but I mean, there's still hierarchy in the organization, right? Find
Yeah.
somebody that you relate with in the company and pitch your idea, speak to them, and again, you have to be really careful so that if the idea is something that
They don't
eventually
steal
works
it.
out, they don't take credit for it.
Yep.
So it's a tricky one. You need to learn how to play safe and be sure it's somebody you can trust, someone that is reliable and speak with and share with them, because you might not have access. Well, I don't want to say you might not have access, but you might not want to go directly to the CEO, because what if it's not a brilliant idea? You don't want to be seen as, it's not a problem. Like I said, if your organization has an open door policy, by all means, as long as you have thought about it properly, you have done your research, you have a sort of a plan on how you think pan out, right? Maybe what example can I use? Maybe, for instance, if it's a product-based organization, you have an idea of a product you think that they can add to the ones that they already sell. So think of, first of all, who the target market for that product to be, how do we reach out to them? Just have an already planned document or whatever it is that you're going to show them. So you're not just going there to say, I think we should start selling this. And they're like, okay, what is your justification behind this champion idea that you have? I mean, what value is it going to bring for us? What is the benefits? You understand that. So make sure that whatever it is that you're going to, whatever idea it is that you're going to go and present to them, make sure you know how to execute that idea. You don't want to go there and say something and they're just like, okay, we heard you, and then nothing happens. Sometimes nothing might happen. It might be maybe it's not time to take on that idea. So don't feel bad. Be very open to feedback. It would also help you go back to your corner and think properly and come up with something better. I feel you should walk up to somebody that you trust and speak to them about it.
Yep. I also think one other thing you can do is, you can set up a team. It's not hard. I have an idea. I think this team can help me. So if you now like rally them together, don't think of, I think one thing that is going to hold you back is you thinking that I am a lower level staff. Hello, you're a staff.
Right. So, I was going to flag that. Like, who is a lower level staff? That's what I was wondering. Like, what is this on hierarchy, or what makes you think you're lower level?
Do you understand? Because that's already
most organizations are open to quality and whatever. I mean, there's that room for respect, but staff of this organization.
Staff.
So yeah, understand too.
So if you build a team around it, I feel like, because coming up with the presentation, with the idea that you want to show them, it might be a bit hard based on your level.
It's just me, but I can't hear you.
Do you understand? Can you hear me now? This network is not allowing us to be great. Bunmi, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. I know it is. Can you hear me? Bunmi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, perfect. So like I was saying that, getting the idea that like the old information to be able to prepare that document to show them, it might be a bit hard. So what you can do is look for the teams that can help you execute that plan. Like, so they will also let you know, oh, this idea is good. How far have you gone with this? How far have you gone with that? So it's like you're building just build your team, call it one name. And then when it eventually goes out, ensure you give credit to everybody needed. So please be open, be free. Come on. Like you said, it's valuable ideas. You don't know. It might bring the company the next $50 million. Come on, it's your idea, and on your CV, you write it there. I helped the company do this as the achievement. So don't always be shy because one, I'm a graduate trainee or I'm an intern. No, don't let all those things stop you. Know how you do it, and literally you will see that you're actually building yourself and your own confidence there too. So thank you, Bunmi. Thank you for that. Now our question here is: I've been accused by my colleagues of being too forward when I try to propose valuable ideas. I am honestly tempted to stop speaking up. I need encouragement.
Okay. Now this question is directed at women, right? First of all, what is your definition of being forward? I think people would call you forward if your idea brings more work. Nobody wants to do, extra. Nobody wants ideas that are going to they will reassign tasks now. That's double work for me. This one has got to give me more work. I beg. So yeah, first of all, you need to understand that there's a thin line between being innovative and just being annoying, right? You don't want to be on the annoying side. It's okay to, your head is on fire. You always have new ideas. You're always researching for new things. So people might tag you forward. Listen, you're not forward if your ideas are super useful. Your ideas are going to take the company to the next level. No, you're not forward. As long as, you're not, how do I say this? As long as you're not, as long as whatever idea is contributing valuable, is considered valuable to the organization, you're not being forward. Just ensure that you're dropping these ideas in a timely manner so that people are not overwhelmed. There's too much for them to do because Mr. Innovative has come again. So yeah, there's that. And then I think a lot of people project their insecurities and their fears on their team members. What I'd advise is first, drown the noise. Not everybody that has something to say is telling you something valuable. Drown the noise, filter as much as possible. Take feedback, take criticisms, everything. But as much as possible, filter the noise, right? Listen to what is useful for you. Like take on feedback that is useful for you, that will help you identify useful criticisms. You don't want somebody criticisms helps to upgrade you. It would improve if someone says, "Oh, I think you can better work on your writing style or your presentation skills." It's not because they don't like you. You would go far if your presentation is better. You would go far if your presentation is understandable. People are very quick to understand whatever thing it is that you're sharing with them. So the first thing would be, before you react, before you say, "Oh, they don't like me," think about it. If someone else on the team does this, is this something that I'll be fine with? What would be my response if somebody else does this to me? Would I also tag them as forward, as always wanting to, bring more work for us? So think about it. And then I noticed that a lot of women try to be likable. The truth is, as a woman, whatever organization it is that you join, whatever position, you're going to spend a good number of years trying to be likable. You're going to try and fit in, and you might struggle. So it's okay to understand that, your personality, people might always, not always, but some people might not like personality. It's not it's something that you need to learn to live with. Some people just might not like the personality. Like I said, as you grow in your career, you might, have to constantly, for instance, you switch from a um, whatever organization it is that you currently work in, and you have to move to another one. You're starting afresh, right? You're going to learn the environments of the people there. You're going to try and be likable. You're going to try and be approachable so that people will not. You don't want to do anything that would make you regret or cause problems for yourself. So what I think you should do is spend a lot of time adjusting to the new system or a new organization or wherever it is that you find yourself. And yeah, be very open to feedback and criticisms. I still believe that in being forward, there are ways to identify when somebody is being forward. Some people just don't like, doing more. So if you have identified that, okay, if someone else on the team had suggested this, I wouldn't see a problem with it. then by all means, you're probably not being forward. You're the one that is just. Some people are just calling you that. See, there's some people on some things that they already know them that this one has come again. Try as much as possible not to be one of those people. Just, you know, as much as you're doing your job, you know that you're performing on your role. Just try and maintain good working relationship with people that you work with. So someone in comments is saying that such ideas may be micro or macro. If it's macro, you may not be able to single-handedly create projects. Oh, okay. I think she's talking of the previous question.
Yeah.
So the first hurdle is management acceptance and possible modification. Yes, I agree. That is why I said, speak to somebody that you trust on it and ensure that you already have a plan on how you think you'll go about before setting up a team. So, Tifa, what do you think on this question?
I think first things first, don't let anybody talk you down. Like, I was worried when I say I'm honestly tempted to start speaking up. No, you don't want to do that. Like, at all. You do not want to do that, because once the person sees that, oh, you were intimidated by what he or she said to you, the person will try it again, and gradually your own confidence level will be like, it will literally go down the bar. So what you want to do is, if maybe it's, then you have to watch the type of person that is telling you, because in an organization we have the laid back staff, like Bunmi already said. So it might be one of the laid back people that is telling you that you're too forward because the person doesn't want to do any extra work. Do you understand? So you have to be very cautious of it, so that way it doesn't affect you as a person. And at the end of the day, your line manager will just be wondering, why is Tife withdrawn? But will not know that, oh, someone spoke to you about this and you are just trying to day your lane, in quotes, like we always say. So I don't think you should let that, get to you. If it's something, you can still, go and meet your line manager and have a conversation about it. Ask for feedback. Oh, I got this feedback, like I'm too forward. You don't have to say it that way, but ask people so that you can know, what to do and what not to do. Do you understand? Sorry, someone says, if the team doesn't want to do more work, I guess that's on them, not on you, especially if you're contributing positively. Yep, it's not on you.
I
So
agree.
please don't let anybody allow you to intimidate you, to make you feel low, less of yourself. No, don't let that happen. Do not let that happen. If it comes to a situation whereby you have to address it, please, by all means, address it to the person. I notice this is not the first time you're doing this. I would appreciate if you do not talk me down. Do you understand? And then you're fine. You're not fighting. You're just letting the person know that it's getting to me, and I would appreciate if you do not do that again. Do you understand? So yes, cool. So now we have like 12 minutes on the clock. Let's attend to this question. What can I do to stop getting overlooked for a promotion? I've worked for it and earned it, but the men always seem to get ahead first. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Do you want me to go?
You can go first.
So I think in this type of situation, let's not lie, me, I'll be angry. I'll be so mad because, come on, I've worked for it. I'm like, do you understand? But men always do. So the first thing I'm going to say is, yes, you've identified your emotion. Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you overwhelmed? Whatever, you put a name to it. When you do that, that helps you. In my own case, I'll be angry. Now, and the next thing is for you to just go and shout at your, like, what is this? I've been here for 2 years, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to do that. Come on, you used that 2 years to build yourself professionally. So allow this thing to now come and help you to crumble it. No, you don't want to do that. So redirect those emotions. Redirect them. If it's telling you, your body is telling you, jump. Tell your body, don't jump. Calm down. Take in deep breaths. All this physical stuff they always tell us to do. Taking deep breath, inhale, exhale, all of that, to ensure that you're calm. Because you do not want to. And one thing I want people to understand is, when you're in a professional setting, you remove your emotions out of it, because it doesn't help you. If they tell you that it's too emotional, one thing, you're too emotional, at the end of the day, they'll just be wondering, who is that person that we employed like this? Who is this? Do you understand? So you need to be able to remove emotions from it, like remove it. So at that point, calm down, then have a conversation with your boss, be proactive and seek direct feedback. It is your boss that has the answer. It's not your colleague. It's not your friend. So after you've calmed down, make sure you've calmed down. You now go to your boss and ask him or her that, okay, so I've done this, I've done that. You understand? But I noticed that, this promotion, it has passed me by. Please, what's going on? Do you understand? Easily. And the person will be able to give you feedback, like genuine feedback. So you might be thinking that you're a 5, but in the eyes of your boss, in the eyes of the management team, you're actually a 3. But you did not know. So when you ask them a question like, okay, and then he's telling you, it's like an eye opener, you're like, oh, really? So you get insights from there. Can you hear me? Bunmi, can you hear me? Okay, your video was moving. So you basically be able to get insights from there, and I want you to use it as a learning opportunity. So this is it. I'm not okay. So let's say, for instance, now, your this is not good. I'm trying to look for a suitable example to use. So let's say you're a content developer, and you think that, okay, I'm a content analyst, and I want to be a content associate, and yet they gave it to this guy in the office, and your boss tells you directly like, oh, your structure, your sentence structures, they are not always good. They tell you that at 10 out of no, they tell you like 7 out of 10 articles you write, they have to correct it. They like it literally gives you all this feedback. So as a learning opportunity, you want to be better. You want to do better so that next time this whole promotion thingy will not bypass you again. So you have to sit down, accept the feedback, and start working on yourself. Start working on yourself. That's where the next step comes to figure out your next step. What do you want to do? There are sometimes that it's just office politics. I'm a lady. They don't think a lady can be the leader. They don't think a lady can, do this, execute this role well, and all that. So you have to be genuine about it. You know what you can do, and if the company is just being because of politics, oh, this person has an uncle that used to work in Shell that did this, that did that has legs, that has connect, that has this thing, so they gave the person. Still give yourself, a time frame, because they're giving you an honest feedback. Work on yourself. When you've improved, and then there's another time for promotion, and they give it to somebody else, my dear, please, it might be time for you to leave the organization, because you will just be so upset, and at that point you will not be able to do anything again. Like, come on, first time it was cool, second time, what excuse do you have for me? Because I've literally improved, I've taken the feedback, and I've done everything from my end. So why are you still passing me by when it comes to this promotion? Bunmi, what do you say?
Okay, so I think first is to understand how promotions work in your organization. Do you request for promotion, or if you're overlooked, why do you think you're being overlooked? Are your managers aware that you're deserving of a promotion? You understand? So first thing would be, after maybe appraisal conversations, ensure that whatever is discussed on your appraisal is documented, right? So that when it's time for promotions and you can pull out, you have something to show people that, look, these are the things that I did. This is why I think I'm deserving of a promotion. So understand why you were overlooked. Is it that it's not time, or maybe, I don't know, because if you're saying that you worked for it and you earned it, but the men always seem to get ahead, try as much as possible to identify why you think that they're getting ahead of you. Don't let your emotions get the better part of you, because it's so easy to say, oh, it's because I'm a woman and I'm being discriminated. Understandably so, women are, unfortunately, like I had earlier said, disadvantaged in the workplace. So just think of it as, you know what, I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to let that deter me. Like Tife had said, redirect your negative emotions. Ensure that you're not, understand that this is a working environment. Take out emotions from it. And then if you eventually speak to your manager or speak to people in charge of ensuring that you get promoted, and they tell you, oh, it's because of XYZ that you didn't get promoted this year, whether you think it is justified or not, unfortunately, in most instances, there's nothing you can do. They've given you a justification, No problem, take it, work on that justification, and ensure that they don't have anything to bring up again when it's next promotion cycle. Ensure that everything that they have talked about, you work on it carefully, so that next time when they don't, if they skip you again, we send boys there. I'm kidding. We're not sending boys, but but just, as much as possible, take feedback, work on whatever thing that has been mentioned, and then figure out what you would do next with the feedback that they've given to you. Don't feel like you're being manipulated or you're being taken advantage of. Set reasonable timelines for yourself, and then work with that. And if you still think that, oh, in this organization, they are not, these people are not going to promote me, find an exit plan. Who says you need to continue in an organization where you're stagnant? There's no growth for you. Because promotions lead to increments in salaries, increments in benefits. By all means, start looking for new opportunities, right? So I think, as much as you already know that, women don't always have it easy in workplace, just try not to always don't always see, like, don't always focus on the negative part. Try as much as possible to dwell on the positive and work on it.
Yep. Thank you, Bunmi. Thank you so much. So again, this is the month of March.
There are several feedback results. Exactly. And not as an opportunity for it. Exactly. So if after your appraisal, your manager has conversation went, that, oh, there's nothing I can do, I'm not going to get promoted this year, right? The feedback, the comments, everything, you can already tell, especially if you're not new in the organization, right? So if there is that already, ensure that you don't miss the next opportunity for a promotion. Plagiary says, don't wait to be promoted, make a move. Yep, we had earlier stated that. However, some organizations always, as much as you can document your achievements and present it, there are procedures for these things. So nobody is going to skip appraisal period and say, oh, you have done. Well, there might be exceptions to the rule, but it's not cast in stone. There might be exceptions to the rule. So yes, we agree, make a move. Always try as much as possible to keep all your wins in check, so that when it's time to pull up, you have receipts. I did it. Everything I did. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, thank you, Bunmi. Thank you guys for joining us today. You know that this is March, and March basically is celebrating the women. Sorry guys, but this is our month.
It's our month.
So we have Mother's Day and we have International Women's Day. Now, in order for us to appreciate you women, we are giving gifts to ladies that take our soft skills training this month. So guys, if you want to get gifts, please head on to take our soft skills training. It is for free. And you remember all those leadership skills we talked about, the soft skills, active listening. My dear, go and learn, because this tell us that we're the leaders of tomorrow. Tomorrow is now. So yep.
I know, right?
So thank you so much for joining us. It is so nice to have you guys here again on AskHR, and we'll see in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So women, if there's an open role on your team, go ahead, shoot your shot. I want to apply for this role. Apply for it. It just might be yours. Don't let anybody talk you down because you're a woman. Never again. This is 2021.
And please ask for more money. Women always sell
negotiations.
Not anymore.
Don't sell yourself short because you know that you have you're not see more that you have to close it. No. Oh. Please, you deserve plenty salary too. All right. Thank you so much. Right? Bye. Have a lovely weekend.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.